Hello and welcome to this video. So we are going to learn how to find or calculate the gradient of a line. But before we do so, if you are new to this channel and you love the work that I'm doing, please take a second and tap on the subscribe button and also on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first one to get notified. So let's start our video for today. So when we talk about the gradient, we are simply talking about the slope. So gradient is also known as the slope of a line. So to get the gradient of a line, first we need to identify 2 points on that line. So for example, for this line here, I'm going to identify 2 points. For example, I can identify this point here where this line cuts the x-axis, and also this line, this point where this line cuts the y-axis. So this point is 0, -3, and this one is 1, 0. So with those 2 points, it is possible to get the gradient of a line. So how do we do so? So we need to get the change in x and the change in y. So what do we mean by the change in x and the change in y? Okay, so you can see, let's go back here to where we have point negative or rather 0, -3. So from this point to this point 1, 0, we are moving across the x-axis 1 unit. Okay, from here, which is the x value is 0, up to this point where the x value is 1. So along the x-axis we are moving 1 unit. And what about along the x, or rather the y-axis? From this point -3 to 0, okay, this is a difference of 3 units. So we are moving 1 unit along the x-axis and 3 units along the y-axis. So that is what I mean by the change in y and the change in x. So change in y is equal to 3. That is, there is a difference of 3 units between those 2 points. And then change in x is 1. There is a difference of 1 unit along the x-axis between those 2 points. Okay, so with this we can now find the gradient of this line. So how do we find the gradient of a line using this information? So we can have gradient of a line is equal to the change in y all over change in x. So for this case, the gradient is going to be the change in y, which is 3, and the change in x, which is equal to 1, and this is going to be 3. So the gradient of that line is 3. Okay, so let's look at another example. So let's say we have a line that cuts or that passes through the points, let's say 2, 3 and 0, -4. Okay, so let's say we have a line that passes through the point, so we can call this point P and another point Q. So if we try to map this line on our plane here, so one point which is 2, 3, so x is 2 and y is 3, maybe we can have that point here. Okay, and the other point, so that is point P, and the other point is Q, which is 0, -4. So x is 0 and y is -4 here. So that line probably is that one here, just a sketch. Okay, so but you don't have to map the line once you already have those 2 points. So using these 2 points, it's possible to get the gradient. And as we said, to get the gradient of a straight line, we need to have the change in y divided by the change in x. So for these 2 points, of course, this is the x coordinate and the y coordinate, x and y. So the change in x is going to be from 3. So we can start with point P. We are moving from y is 3 to y is -4. Okay, y is 3 and y is -4. So how many units are these? From point 3 to -4. So we need to subtract, we need to have 3 minus -4. Okay, and then we divide it by the change in x. So we are moving from x is 2 to x is 0. So 2 minus 0 is 2. So in short, we are moving 2 points. Okay, still you can do the other way around. You can start from point Q to P. So when you start with point Q, change in y is going to be, we are moving from -4 to 3. So even if we subtract -4 minus 3, we're going to get -7. -7, but we don't consider the negative sign because we are talking about units, intervals. How many intervals are there between -4 to 3? -4 is down here, okay, on the y-axis to 3. So we have 4 units up to here and 3 other units up to here. So in total we have 7 units. So you ignore the negative sign, okay? So this is going to be 3 minus -4 is going to be 7, and then we divide it by 2 minus 0 is going to be 2. So and this is going to be 3.5. So the gradient of that particular line is 3.5, or rather is 3.5. So that is how to get the gradient of a line. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use this gradient of a line to calculate or to get the equation of a line. So let's meet in that video. So if you find this video helpful, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell so that you can get updates of other videos in future. Thank you for watching, and let's meet then.